Basically, I spend a lot of time telling people the earth is not flat, and a lot of the time they just want to know why. How do we know? Without any further ado, let's meet our guy Eratosthenes. So Eratosthenes of Cyrene. So Eratosthenes of Cyrene, which was born 270 BCE, somewhere there in what is now called Libya. By his 40s, he was running the library of Alexandria, which is in Alexander. Nope, I'm lying about that one. It's in Alexandria in Egypt. So that was basically the Google of ancient world. So if Google also had poetry readings in philosophy debates on Friday afternoons, it would be exactly the same as the library of Alexandria. So he was a polymath, which is a fancy way of saying he was someone who's good at everything and slightly annoying at dinner parties because of it. I mean, we all know that person who just is basically a know-it-all. So he made contributions to geography, mathematics, music theory, and astronomy, as we know astronomy today. But what was his greatest hit? It was figuring out the size of Earth. So the size of Earth as a sphere or an oblate spheroid. So the observation that he made is there was a well in Cayenne. The key detail is Cayenne sits almost exactly on the Tropic of Cancer, which means that on the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, the sun is directly overhead, meaning no shadows will be cast. So at noon, that vertical stick that he had in the ground had no shadow. But in Alexandria, 800 kilometers to the north, that same vertical stick does not, or rather does have a shadow. It is not perpendicular to the sun at that point. So it has a shadow, a small one, but definitely has a shadow, whereas in Cayenne, no shadow. Now the thing is, if the earth was flat, both of these sticks would have no shadow if, here's the caveat, if the sun was far away as it is today. And we know it is far away. Okay. So if you've got these two sticks pointing straight up on a flat surface and the sun's rays are parallel, these two sticks would behave identical, which means they will have the same zero shadow or the same small shadow. But in reality, they didn't. So the only way to explain it is if the sun is far away with parallel rays coming in, the earth cannot be flat or must be a sphere. So Eratosthenes didn't just think, the earth is round and moved on. He thought, if I can measure the shadow and the angle, and I know the distance between these two cities, I can calculate the circumference of the entire planet. Let that sink in for a moment. One shadow, one distance, calculating the entire planet circumference. Now, if we take a look at just get this ready here. Now, if we take a look at what he actually accomplished, it's actually quite clear. So on the summer solstice at noon, Eratosthenes planted a vertical stick in Alexandria. He measured the angle of the shadow it cast, and it was about 7.2 degrees. Now here's the beautiful geometry. Because of the rays are parallel and the Earth's surface is curved, the angle on the shadow at Alexandria equals the angle of the shadow at the center of the Earth between Alexandria and Cayenne. So it's the angle at the center of the Earth between these two cities. In other words, on a sphere, Alexandria and Cayenne are 7.2 degrees apart. 7.2 degrees is exactly 1/50th of 360 degrees. So the distance between the two cities is 1/50th of 360 degrees. So that means if he can calculate that angle between the two cities, and you can calculate that 7.2 degrees is 1/50th of 360 degrees, meaning that distance between them will be 1/50th of the entire circumference of the Earth. So to calculate this, first of all, he needed to know how far the cities are apart. So he used a measurement that they used in ancient Greek at that stage called a stade. Historical accounts are that a stade is somewhere between 157 to about 185 meters, so nothing exactly correct, but it's somewhere in between there. So historical accounts say that he sent a man to walk the distance and counted his steps. Other accounts says he used a royal surveyor who already had measurements. Either way, the answer was that it was about 5,000 stades between these two cities. Now, here comes the math. So don't worry, it is actually quite satisfying. If 5,000 stades is 1/50th the circumference of the Earth, then the full circumference of the Earth is 5,000 times 50, which means the full circumference of the Earth is 250,000 stades. Now, a stade, like I said, is about 157 to 185 meters, depending on which historical standard you use. If you plug those numbers, you get a circumference of between 39,250 kilometers and 46,250 kilometers. Now, if we just go on the 800 kilometers times 50 and do a flat calculation, we get 400,000 kilometers, where the actual circumference of the Earth is at average 40,075,000 kilometers.
769, 800 and 700. Listen properly.
Now, how accurate that is? That is within a percent. So he calculated the distance between the 2 points and then used that to calculate the circumference of the Earth within 1% of the actual value. That is quite amazing. So I really want you to think how extraordinary this is. It wasn't an accident, it wasn't a lucky guess. Eratosthenes constructed a logical argument from observation, the kind of argument where if the premises are true, the conclusion is unavoidable. So the premise, the sun's rays are parallel. Vertical sticks in two locations cast different shadows at the same time. And the conclusion, the surface between them must be curved. That's it. That's the science. That's the whole game. You observe something, you reason about what could explain it, and you follow that reasoning wherever it leads. Even if it leads to something as dramatic as I can calculate the size of an entire planet with just a stick. So now, I spend a lot of time on this channel talking about flat earth claims and I want to be clear, I'm not here to mock anyone, except maybe Eric Dubay. I mean, that's just too fun. But I do want to point something out. The evidence that the Earth is curved isn't modern. The idea that the Earth is flat also isn't modern. It's in fact older than the curve. But the idea that the Earth is flat with the evidence we have is quite modern. So the reason we know the Earth isn't curved or isn't flat is not because of NASA, is not because of satellites. It's not because of people in space or government agencies trying to hide I don't know what. It's because of a guy in his 40s, 2,000 years ago, who measured the curvature of the Earth with a stick. Eratosthenes never left Egypt. He never traveled to Cayenne. He measured a planet he couldn't see the edges of. from a library using a shadow. The universe handed him a clue, a stubborn little shadow that didn't behave the way it should on a flat earth, and instead of ignoring it, he pulled that thread until the whole truth unraveled. It's the same as Jeranism with that Netflix documentary, I can't remember the name, Beyond the Curve, Beyond the Edge, something like that, with the lights over the water where we should see it lifted above your head. Interesting. It's the same idea. It's proven so simply. And the difference is back then they didn't accept the answer. So they didn't accept the answer that the earth isn't flat. But at least Jeranism did come to his senses. So instead of ignoring it, he pulled on that thread until the whole truth unraveled. That's the spirit of how the earth and science is built. Not trust the experts, not we say so, not NASA says so, not the government says so, not nothing, nobody says so. Prove it for yourself. And I know flat earthers, and a lot of them say, but use your senses. The thing is, your senses is fallible. Your senses can be deceived. Have you ever done one of those optical illusions or one of those auditory illusions? That's pure proof that your eyes and your ears can't be trusted. With all that said, Eratosthenes, 2 sticks, 1 shadow, the whole earth. Use that the next time you see a flat earther. And if they tell you no one has ever proved the earth flat, reference them back to this video. It's really gonna make my day. It's gonna hopefully change their mind. But use this. And I do trust that at least somebody out there found this useful. And that's about all from me and Eratosthenes and how he proved the circumference of the earth with 2 sticks and a shadow. If you enjoyed, like I said, share with your friends and family, call them, tell them you found this great guy on YouTube. Go subscribe to him right now. Gonna change your life. No, I'm kidding. But I'd appreciate that. But thank you for watching. Thanks to my YouTube members and Patreon supporters for continuing to support this channel, even though I'm not active. I really do appreciate you guys. There's a link in the description if you want to go and suggest a video for me to make a response on or a debunk on. Just fill it in there, and then I'll see you guys.